A tug without its main engine is a raft drifting in the sea. An engine with a clogged fuel line becomes a useless piece of steel, which is why it's so important we pay attention to correct bunkering procedures. Let us ask some important questions. When was the last time you checked the levels on the bunkering tanks? When was the last time you had fuel samples taken and analysed? When was the last time you checked the fuel from the delivery truck or bunker barge you're getting the fuel from to make sure it's the correct grade? All of these questions must have the right answers before anyone can say the tug is safe and ready for the operation, ensuring the safety of the vessel and its machinery.
There are several ways you can receive bunkers, such as from shore tanks delivered by barge or truck. However, all good bunkering procedures apply to any form of delivery. Before the fuel is delivered, there are important preparations and procedures which have to be applied. The chief engineer must check what bunkers he has remaining on board and must know what the quantity is in each tank. He must also speak to the captain to ensure the stability of the tug is considered at all times. It is very important the amount taken is in line with what is remaining on board. Before the chief engineer can take any of the fuel, he must speak with the supplier to ensure the correct amount and grade of fuel has been ordered. Mistakes can easily be made, which is why paperwork has to be checked and agreed prior to taking any fuel. Any discrepancies should be discussed and any findings reported to the engineering superintendent ashore. Never take bunkers unless the numbers add up. The barge master and/or the truck driver must agree the pumping rate with the chief engineer and the master to ensure the correct flow is being kept at all times. Overpressure can result in a burst hose, causing environmental damage and heavy fines. Good communication between the barge or lorry driver must be discussed and agreed. All agreed bunkering procedures should be noted in the risk assessment and discussed during the toolbox talk. Remember, this is a safe system of work, so you must refer to the safety management system for guidance. Before any bunkering can take place, you must ensure the following precautions have been put into place. Oil spill response kit is available and ready to use. A fire extinguisher is at the site. A first aid kit is available nearby. Communication has been established between the delivery truck or barge, and a bunker checklist has been completed. Port authorities have been informed of the operation and informed when commencing and finishing bunkering. Delivery begins with the hose from the supplier being coupled to the tug. This should always be done under the supervision of the chief engineer. Tugs always have a drip tray arrangement under the manifold, so any fuel which escapes when the hose is being connected or disconnected can be contained and cleaned easily. You must always check that a good seal on the hose and manifold has been achieved and the flanges are tightly secured prior to any fueling commencing. Once the fuel line has been checked, all valves for the fuel lines must be opened. These valves must not be shut before pumping, as this will cause the hoses to burst, inflicting damage to the environment and the crew. Only when all of these control measures have been carried out should the bunkering commence, and only the chief engineer can give the final order to start fueling. Never leave the hose area unattended. Leaving the manifold unattended is a serious breach of safe systems of work. In the event of a spill, this must be treated as an emergency and the pumping must be stopped immediately, and the oil should be contained before it becomes a spill. The surrounding waters should be surveyed during the process in case of undetected spills. During the transfer, the bunker tank's capacity must be checked on a regular basis to make sure an overflow is avoided. In case of any mistakes, then the pumping must be stopped right away. Always ensure tanks are filled in the correct order to maintain good stability. Good communication must be kept throughout the operation between the bunkering station, the tanker or barge, and the bridge of the tug. Remember, a tank must not be filled to more than 95% of its capacity. As the bunkering is coming to an end, the truck driver or barge master must be told to slow down the delivery at least 15 minutes before stoppage. Once the bunkering has been completed, the chief engineer must check the tanks to verify the actual quantity has been delivered in accordance with the order. All of the figures must be agreed and the necessary paperwork countersigned by the delivery person. All that remains to be done is to disconnect and drain the hose and clear away any spilt oil. So what are the key elements of successful bunkering? Verify the grades and quantities ordered. Check quantities are correct before bunkering. Agree communication methods. Agree pressures and rates of delivery. Slow down delivery in good time to stop overflow. Obtain good fuel samples.
Remember, any bunkering operation is a safe system of work, so you must refer to the safety management system for guidance. Only when you have completed an extensive checklist should any bunkering take place. The responsibility for safe operation relies on you carrying out the right preparations and following correct procedures, keeping the crew and the environment free from harm.